sheet of paper. At the top of the paper, write your financial goal. Now, this is the amount of money per year you intend to earn soon. Incidentally, you might like to keep this to yourself, too. It's nobody's business but yours. Then, start to think. Think about your goal and what it'll mean to you and your family. Then see how many ideas you can come up with to help you reach that goal. Ideas to improve what you now do for a living. Ways of increasing your contribution to match your income goal. You know, jobs don't have futures. People do. No matter what line of work you may be in, there is within it more than enough opportunity to last a lifetime. You don't have to think of brand new ideas or revolutionary new ways of doing things, although you well might come up with some. Think of ways of improving what is now being done. If you're to increase your income by the amount you've specified, you must find ways of increasing your contribution, your service. And the key to this is to be found in your mind, in that gold mine between your ears. Try for 5 ideas every morning and write them down, and save those sheets of paper in a special idea file. Many, perhaps most of your ideas will be worthless, but some of them will be very good. A few will be excellent, and every once in a while you will come up with something really outstanding. Reflect the changing person. Here's how to change your attitude. Beginning now, begin to act as would the person you most want to become. Now that is, if you were already in possession of the goal you're shooting for, how would you conduct yourself in all of your affairs? Well, do it now, and tomorrow, and the next day. Begin now to act the part of the person you most want to become, and you'll end by becoming that person. Subtly, in little ways, in the way you dress, in the way you talk, in the unfailing courtesy you show to every person with whom you come in contact, begin to act the part of the person who has already achieved that which you're shooting for. The German philosopher Goethe gave us the secret when he said, before you can do something, you must first be something. When you behave like the person you most want to become, the things that person would have will tend to come to you. It's simply cause and effect. Don't be in too big a hurry. It takes longer to build a skyscraper than a chicken coop. Build slowly, steadily, and well. Then when you make it, you'll keep it. You'll stay on top. Always be suspicious of the so-called get-rich-quick scheme or sudden success. Never forget that word, attitude. It's your attitude toward the people with whom you come in contact that will determine their attitudes toward you. The person with the great attitude toward life and the world is the person other people call lucky. He's not lucky. He's just using our old friend cause and effect. His causes are excellent, and his effects have to be just as good. Well, that's it. 3 things to remember. 3 things to practice every day. If you spent 16 hours a day, 7 days a week practicing your golf swing, in a relatively short time, you'd have a grooved, beautiful swing like the pros. So practice your new attitude every day, every waking hour. Practice thinking a few minutes every morning, and you'll find yourself thinking all day long. And remember the formula. Our rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to our contribution, our service. Go over the ideas in this message every day until they're as much a part of you as your name and your temporary address. You'll notice that each time you listen, you'll hear something new. You'll get a new idea you failed to get before. This is Earl Nightingale, and thank you.
What up, what up, what up? All right, guys. Few things today. We're gonna be obviously looking at what's going on with the market today, well as look at some other stuff. So I want to talk about my involvement going forward with mining crypto. Not the traditional sense, but definitely another way, a newer way of mining, proof of coverage, proof of participation, etc. We're definitely going to be mining some helium coming up. I've already purchased 2 miners. One, there's okay, so one, I was able to get an order in before they closed. I believe they closed. Nebra just basically stopped taking orders, period. I think they were all caught up. So decided to call it quits for now. Pretty sure they have a ton of orders that they got to catch up on as far as their batches go. So yeah, if you were able to get one in prior, then good for you. Good for you. This was another token I was following. It's dead. I'm so glad I got out of it. Before it was a poop token. Poop token for sure. Got the Helium subreddit. I'm trying to go through all my tabs here. I have too many tabs open. Put it that way. Bob not using that right now. Tab stop. Radar. Sorry about that. So yeah, go to it now. Still sold out. So if you're looking to get into Helium Miner from Nebra, you're out of luck at the moment. They've already, like I said, they've already canceled the rest of their orders for, yes, probably the rest of the year, maybe. I don't see them opening back orders until maybe August. Simply because they've had a lot of batches. So here, kind of see, this is where I ordered mine. Yeah, I believe I ordered mine. I think I was either batch 4 or I was batch 5. One of them. But I got my order in before they closed. Very thankful for that because I really wanted one badly. So, they've been doing some good things. A lot more people have been jumping on it. I was gonna try to go for the Bobcat miner. I think I'm gonna still try to look at it. The only thing I didn't like about Bobcat miner was the way in which you need to pay for it. Not really big fan of. Not a big fan of the. Trying to do all that. But the when I was on it before, like the only way that you could really order it was the 429, the model, America, under the overpay processing payment confirmation. In school right now. But yeah, let me see if it'll let me show you. Let me see if it'll let me show you. All right, well, I guess it's not. Oh well. It's all good. Anyway, I was gonna look at the Bobcat miner, but they were not the best option. All right. So the other one I picked up was from, it was a rack hotspot miner, and those aren't really bad at all. I think Rack is a good company. They are available still, maybe. Let me check. Still be available. So yeah, I got mine. It's a little bit cheaper. So again, that's what I did. I grabbed one of those. That's gonna be going to my Houston location, parents' house, and I'm trying to grab another one, my mother-in-law's house, to see if that will help. If anything, see if I can put one at my dad's house as well. They're in the same city, so see how that works out. So yeah, I mean, you could probably make a really good residual income, passive income, mining helium even after August 1st, simply because. Yo, what's up, honey? Honey ASR, what's going on? Yeah, you could probably make a really good passive income mining helium even after the halving, simply because I mean that's naturally going to happen anyway. You're gonna have Bitcoin halves every 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Just the natural state of crypto. What happens? The more people that jump on the system, the networks, uh, causes a decrease in availability. So of course, the more helium that's being mined, um, the lower that's going to be left on the market, which means price increase. So miners are actually going to help contribute to the inflation or the rising of the cost of helium. That's just going to be a fact. While you have others that buy and trade it on the exchanges, you have a ton more people mining it. You know, to me, mining something is always more profitable than just buying into something. There's a difference. Some of these things, like I wouldn't consider buying helium if I can mine it. I would do the same with Ethereum or Bitcoin, but the simple fact is that you need, you know, the scale of mining on your own now, to me, is not even worth not even worth it when you have, companies that have huge warehouses, with miners. They're doing it on a way more professional level. To me, it just seems like it makes mining at home just not even worth the cost of doing it. Honey said, "It's been ages. You and I go way back. My name was Corvo Kenway. I used to upload gaming videos. You and I wanted to call. Oh, I used to do it. Yeah, I was doing the gaming for a while. I still do it, but my time is like limited, limited now. Um, now that I'm running a business, and I just don't really have much time to try to live stream that much anymore. But plus, I switch my games up all the time. I've been playing a lot of Dota 2 lately. Said he was a kid back in 2015. 20, huh? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, crypto has definitely boomed since the last 3 or 4 years. It's definitely boomed, man. But you know what? The thing is that you can make money. The money is out there to be made, but a lot of times, people don't look for ways to make the money. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck if you don't think of a new way to make money. So I'm always constantly thinking about ways to make money, and like I said, it's out there. Helium by itself. If I could put up a couple of helium devices to make me, an extra, you know, 5 500 between 500 and $1,000 a month, man, you best believe I'm gonna jump on it, man, because I was 500 to $1,000 that you didn't have a month prior. You know what I'm saying? So it's passive income. Um, my full time gig right now is uh, not crypto in my business right now. Um, very very close to being able just to work with my business and not have to work for anybody else. But it's gonna take a little bit of time, so I'm still working full time as well. It's okay right now, but future could be better. Right, and that's the other thing about crypto. That's the misconception. Uh, Mainly, I say it's a misconception because the likelihood of somebody just jumping in and saying, "Oh, well, let me," and them striking it rich is very rare. And you can strike it rich, but it's not going to be as quick as most people think. Again, most people think you can just jump in, you know, jump on a token, and then boom, it explodes. And it could happen, but the likelihood of that happening, like right away within 24 hours to a week, it's unheard of. Even a month sometimes it's unheard of because some of these projects, man, they don't take off. Some of these projects, like I said, they take 6 months to a year to even start maturing. Saying like I always talk about Pancake. I always talk about Pancake Swap, um, because great example. Pancake is a great example of what you can expect. Uh, what you can expect when you're getting into crypto. Like, let's check it out. Cake number 27 on CoinGecko. So if you look at the price of cake, $33.41. I'm gonna show you something. I'm always harping on this, man. Important people to understand how long it takes for a project sometimes to start to mature. So when we look back last year, September 28th, Pancake launched at $1.03. You know what I mean? So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, Here in April, approaching the end of April. And if you look from $1.03 up to today, that's taken over 6 months for Pancake to start maturing. And it's worth $33 right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you would have had a lot of people didn't even have the patience after probably about 30 days, maybe even 2 months to deal with Pancake. And they probably got rid of it right around December, right before the new year. As you can see, the price went down even more. It opened at $1.03. Look at these prices. Look at these prices. Shit was down to like 20 something cents, dude. And it opened up at $1.03. Look at that. Imagine how much cake you could have acquired. If I would have knew about Pancake back then I would have definitely got involved. Look at that. Can you imagine owning Pancake for 40 cents? You know what I'm saying? And then it's crazy. Pancake Swap is an exchange on the Binance network. I'll show you. So basically, the new thing now are liquidity pools and farming different what do you call it? Conversion rates. So basically, if you wanted to, let's say I wanted to farm cake using transactions of cake and BNB. So anytime people use BNB to convert to cake, you would make you're basically farming that. So any transactions off of that, you would get a percentage. And so that's kind of how farming works. You can farm different types of transaction pairs. And so it can be a little confusing. There's obviously a risk, but the rewards here are the APR and breakdowns on what you can expect are there as well. So it's always kind of a good thing to be able to farm compatible pairs or exciting pairs, or the newer that are being used a lot. You can really benefit from that, or you can just go straight to staking. As you see, I'm doing cake pool, and the APR is pretty normal. I like that. I think they're getting to a point where they don't really have to offer something crazy like 300 something percent or something like that. See if there's any other ones that have a high percent. No, they're all around 100, 110. So but you'll come across some that are like crazy. The APR is crazy, and you're just like, gotta get into that. Those are usually, they're trying to get the numbers up on those. But once they reach a place like Pancake, look at that, it's at $32. They don't really have an incentive or a need to pool or to stake, really. So that's why the percentage is relatively normal. But again, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? I'm staking 154 tokens, and I'm hoping before the end of this year to have at least 300. To have at least 300 tokens staking. So you could definitely benefit from holding some of these tokens at an early stage, or even now. It just depends on what your goal is, and that's what it is. It is what it is. And my goal with cake personally is to just compound, man. Compound. And get to the point where I'm every month I'm getting like 15 cake or more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to keep paying for it, but if it's producing, is making me cake at any given time, I can turn that cake into BNB, cash it out, or I can invest into another one. So these are the type of opportunities that you can get into at an early stage, really benefit from. Would you say, Huni? So you said, man, the thing is, aren't cryptocurrencies used for buying and selling? People use Bitcoin, Ethereum is being used, but many small cryptos aren't used. Yet to see any purchases used by Dogecoin too. That makes me feel like everyone going in is just for the investment, no one is using it. Stock market inflation, where no one wants to see the business prosper, and long and short, how they caring for long-term businesses. See, and that's the other thing I was talking about in a video that I recorded yesterday. I said, yeah, people have to understand that. Not everybody involved in certain cryptocurrency is involved for the actual tech side of it, or the actual. They don't really necessarily want to see the company evolve and prosper because of because of what they're doing. Some people simply invest because it's an investment that can hopefully see a sizable return on. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody is invested into a company because of what it can do. Most people are invested in a company because of what kind of return they can see. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, you were talking about Dogecoin. Dogecoin is actually an available currency now on Newegg. So if you go to newegg.com to purchase any electronics or anything like that, computer stuff, you can actually use Dogecoin as a currency now. So yes, you are correct that a lot of these tokens, a lot of these altcoins are not used for transaction purposes, but you have to understand that a lot of these tokens are not necessarily a transaction-based project or token. So when you look at things like Ethereum was never meant to be a transactional token per se, meaning that it was never created to or intended to create for you to go to the store and use it as a means of action. More or less a token solidifying or representing the blockchain and what it's aiming to do as a platform. People use the platform for their own projects, build smart contracts, they build their own tokens off of it. So it's an ecosystem. It wasn't created to be a transactional piece, whereas Bitcoin was meant for that. It was meant to be a transactional token to use as a currency. So a lot of these, they're not used for transactional purposes. They just happen to be a token that's tradable like a stock to have value. So people want to hold stock in a company or something that has value, so they can simply freaking just have a piece of that company. When it's worth something, they can just cash in on it, and that's how you grow your wealth. So you don't necessarily have to be in the space, be involved with the tech. You can just be in the space to prosper, profit. But a lot of people get into the space with a short-term goal, striking it rich, and it just doesn't happen very often. Case in point, Pancake. You would have had the patience enough to wait 6 months or longer, you'd be in a good position right now. Imagine everybody who purchased 1,000 or more tokens in the last 6 months when Pancake was very, very low, under $1. It was a win-win, man. They're sitting pretty nice right now. You know what I'm saying? They're sitting really, really nice. It's one of those things that can kind of make you or break you. But back to HNT mining, it can be very, very profitable. I want to try Syncrobit and see if they have anything available sooner than the others. I would like to get one here as soon as possible. That's what I'm really hoping to do. I don't know if it's going to work or if it's going to be quick enough. A little update. Oh, it looks like they did a little update. They did a little update. They did a little update on their website. People were kind of calling them out because it just didn't seem very professional, or or not professional, but orders paid by April 9th. Shipping May. So we might have missed that boat as far as the 9th goes, but I think we're still gonna try today. I think I'm gonna try today. Grab one. That's the Ethernet port. I'm hopefully all these you don't necessarily need the Ethernet port. I don't think you do, but if you do have one, I would use it. Should be good to go. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try this one today. See if I can grab one today. I'm telling you, man, like you really have to just invest. I think a lot of the times people are afraid of the investment. Like somebody may look at that and be like, man, $400, man, like one miner, and I'm not even guaranteed, a ton of HNT. I don't even know how much I can mine. A lot of these things, man, even crypto itself, a lot of these things, people are just afraid to invest themselves. They're afraid to put up money, possibly lose money. You know what I'm saying? 1 second. You're seeing people riding around, damn porch pirates, man. Yeah, you got to be you can't be afraid to invest in yourself. This is one thing that I realized when I started my business. I was really hesitant a lot to invest in like certain types of inventory and things like that, because you start off with no money. The last thing you really want to do is start spending a bunch of money in hopes that you can start getting it back. But that's the risk, that's the risk of the game. Like you invest and you hope for a return. Hopefully you're making good investments. But yes, you're not guaranteed to get anything off of these. You know what I'm saying? It's the hope and the trust in the network and what they're doing that you could see a return, sizable return. So invest in yourself. These are, however, not the cheapest, right? These are, however, not the cheapest, but keep in mind that a lot of people mining helium. We're gonna check out some spots. A lot of people mining helium. Look at all these. This is their map with all of the people mining in these areas. So I'm gonna go to Houston because my people, my family, wife's family live in Houston. So I'm gonna be hopefully. I would prefer. My plan for Houston is to definitely get about 3 miners there, and I'm gonna show you kind of where I'm gonna be placing some of these orders. So Mission Bend. Okay, so in this area right here, oh man, another one popped up too. Crazy. Okay, so this is my parents live in this area here. This is a neighbor, literally. So literally, this is crazy. The other day, I was talking to my mom about it, and this is a person in my mom's neighborhood, in my parents' neighborhood. My parents live in this block here. They live in this block here. And when I saw this, I got really excited because this person wasn't even here yet. It was only this one and over here. These 4 actually, this one, and this one actually, oh wait, no, you know what? I'm tripping. Hey, beach nut. Yeah. These were not here before. It was only this one and everything up here. So I got really excited and I was like, I need to put one here because it would definitely connect with these. Hopefully this one. But now there's even more in a really, really good spot. Look at that. These might be a little too close, in my opinion. But as far as like, I guess technically no, because, you know, they're streets apart. But now I'm really, really excited because, yeah, this miner right here in this, on this plot right here, is probably going to make pretty decent returns simply because of the proximity of the other miners. So I would expect this one to produce really, really well. Let's go here. I want to see. This is new, man. I feel like this one is new. I didn't see this one before. Check it out. Check it out. All right, so right now they only have one witness. I wonder why they're not connecting with this one. Really, really strange. That's weird. Maybe it's because I don't know. I have no idea. Right now they only have one witness. I don't understand why, because they're really close to other ones. But these are the nearby hotspots. See, yeah, I think they're brand new. I think they might be new. So they mined 10 and 30 days. Hey, I think this one has to be new. So let's look at this is why I got excited. Look at that. And see, I think it's because it's brand new, not picking up this one yet, or this one. Yeah, I think obviously those are new. Like I said, I didn't see them before, but look at how much reach they have. Look how they're connected. This one is way the hell out here, right? This one is way the hell out here, and it's still connecting to it. So when you look at what kind of numbers they've been able to do, look how they've had 19 witnesses. They have a couple nearby hotspots, about 4 of them, and this is what they're bringing in. This person right here has made almost 13 in a 24-hour period. In the last 30 days, they've made 429, and they're at a negative 38% for the previous month, because the previous month they brought in 700. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at this right here, 429, right? When you look at 429, and let's go check out HNT helium. You look at HNT, you got $14.36, right? Plus out the calculator. Calculator. What did I say? $14. $14.36. Let's just say $14 for now. And they have 429. That's $6,000 that they made in a month with one miner, simply because of the proximity and location that it has with the other miners in the area, right? So that's what I'm saying. This is one miner, and I'm excited because, like I said, my miner will be right here. So my miner will be right here. So it will definitely connect with this one, and I'm hoping that it connects with the newer ones that are immediately in this area, and hopefully we get some good rewards on that one. So I'm excited about that one. We can take a look at some of the other ones that it's connecting to and see how they're faring. This one may be new. I think this one's. I don't know how they come up with these names. Yeah, the proximity is gonna matter. Yeah, see, these are new. See, they're not even connected to anything yet. So I don't know why. Maybe they're still validating on the network, because it does take. I think they do say it does take time once you get it. You have to sync to the network, and I think that's why they're not connected to anything else right now. But yes, with proof of coverage, it does play a role. So earlier we went with this one. Now we're going to a different one that is connected to, and this looks like it's also a hub for the rest of them in the area. So let's take a look at. I don't know what that means. Hotspots connection is being relayed through another hotspot on the network, which may affect mining. Click here to learn. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but they have up to 37 witnesses, because look at the proximity. Not only the proximity, look how many they're connected to as far as witnessing and things like that. And you can check out the rewards too. Extra one reward schedule on those. 24 hours, they've cleared almost 20 and a half helium tokens. I mean, that right there, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine you had 20 in a day. Say you wanted to make a trade at the end of the day for something else. You need to get rid of these tokens, $280. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And you look at 789 for last month. 789 multiplied by today's price. It was actually higher prior then. That's $11,000, people. That's $11,000 he made off possibly one miner, if he's just that only miner in that area for his household. That's how much he brought in 1 month. Not doing a damn thing. Plugged it into the wall, connected it to your app, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? It's actually pretty crazy. And literally, when you're mining this stuff, you mine it to a wallet. So you can mine it probably to wallet on the exchange. It probably already has a wallet built in with the app, like most things do. But you can send it over to an exchange, trade it same day, or whenever you want to. And that's why I'm telling people, man, you got to get on this now. Now, most of these rewards are going to be halved on August 1st, so it means the rewards are going to go down. But if you have a network set up, like say this person right here, say he has a couple of miners here. He probably got some family members, that live in the area that he probably talked into, to throwing out some tokens. Now that's interesting. This one is connected to two of the new ones. So I don't know. That's really weird. So we'll see what happens. With hours and the time coming. So yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. But again, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is pretty good. It's a pretty good spread. Nobody's like super close together. And the ones that are super close together, you can probably guess that they're owned by the same person. And, they have a neighbor or a family member that lives close by. They're able to put one in there. So one of mine will definitely be there. And the other ones would be in this area, in LaPorte Deer Park area. And as I saw, there's nobody directly in this area. So if I put one over here, I don't know. I would definitely have two here. I'm hoping that they would connect and talk to these others that are around near the city. You got like two that are completely red. I don't know what's going on with those. I don't know if they said they're offline. I don't know if they had an issue or I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they're not synced yet. I have no idea. But it would be in this area here that are three there. And then obviously where I'm living in San Antonio, there's also quite a lot of miners here. There's more here in Austin than I think there is in Houston. Well, I don't know, maybe. But Austin has a hell of a lot. And as you can see, there's a lot of reds. I don't know why there's so many reds, offline miners, but as you can see, man, a lot of these are really close. So yeah, it would be interesting to see like how much somebody is earning. Let's check this one out. Check this one out. Look at that shit. This guy. Wow. Look at how many he's connected to, man. This guy is literally probably. What is your guess? I'm going to say with all of these witnesses, I'm going to say this person is probably pulling in easily close between 800 and 1,000 tokens a month. That's my guess. That's a lot of witnesses. 81 witnesses. And these are from the last 5 days. He's had 81 witnesses. Again, when you had the more witnesses you have, the higher your rewards go. Because you're helping confirm their transactions as miners as well. So you get a bonus for validating that. Look at that. Nearby hotspots, 80. Because so many people in Austin have them. Oh, wow. See, that's interesting. That is interesting. I wonder what that has to do with. See, I'm shocked. I'm actually pretty shocked that he doesn't have more. Doing about 6 a day, and in the last 30 days, he's only had 193. Interesting. And I wonder if it's because of the. Proximity. I mean, he's in a good proximity, so I don't understand why his rewards shouldn't be higher. That's really, really weird. It's very strange. Go to a different one that's in the same area. See what they're pulling. They're pulling about 10 and about 200. So I'm wondering if it's because there's so many people there that a lot of the rewards have to be split. So that maybe that's the reason why they don't have as much. That's my guess. That's my guess. Go to good old San Antonio. New Braunfels got some people in there too. So you got all these red ones. I don't know why they're offline. I have no idea why they're offline. Mine will be right around here. Like this is one, it's red now. I don't know why they're red, but hopefully I'll be able to connect this one, and possibly connect with some others that may be offline. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm in this area. As you can see, not too many people in San Antonio are mining yet. It's usually all to the west side, which is really strange, but I guess they have a lot of people that know about it over there in north, but I'm in an area that doesn't have so much here on the east, south end side. So we'll see how that works out. I'm hoping, like I said, it starts connecting to some other ones. But definitely we'll have one here. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be trying to work on getting some more miners in this area. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do that. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But pretty excited. We're not going to just be mining. We're not going to just be mining HNT though. It's not what we're going to just be doing. We're going to also be mining. If we can MXC. We're going to be mining MXC as well. So MXC is another wireless type miner. I'm going to see how difficult it is to get something like this installed. To see if it even makes a difference, but ideally I would like to have my helium miner as high as possible on my roof. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that happen, but it is what it is, so we'll see. But yeah, MXC right now is popping. It's popping. MXC as a token itself has, I think I've seen it go up as high as 5 cents so far. They started off around a penny, I believe, but right now they're pretty not a ton as far as what it's worth, but you have to start thinking quantity. How much are you mining? things like that. Trading volume is there, so people are using the token as far as trading purposes goes. And as you can see, they've been out for quite a while. So go back to December 11th, 2018. Not even 9 cents. It was below a penny. And as you can see, they've climbed. They've had some tough times. They've moved up, and now they're sitting around 4 cents this year. And that's great, because when you think about how much this thing can mine, on average, I've seen people mining about close to 75,000 of MXC tokens a month. Around that, not a month, I'm sorry, in a 2 month, almost a 2 month span time. Because right now the rewards are kind of fixed if you're doing MXC, until they get to a point where it's going to be based on how much you mine based on your area, kind of like proof of coverage, like Helium does. So right now, whoever has a device right now is getting a set amount of MXC a month. And at about 2 months, you're looking at around 75,000 tokens, give or take. If you're not staking them, whatever you're doing with them, this is how much you should be looking at getting, close to the 2 month mark. And it's not bad when you're thinking about it in terms of, say you let 2 months go by and you're not touching it, and let's take today's valuation worth 4 cents. After 2 months, you're looking at about $3,000. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Multiply that by 6. Again, let's say you don't have a desire to touch the MXC. You're just going to mine it. You may stake some, say you don't stake anything. At the end of the year, if it stayed at 4 cents, you're looking at about $18,000 in a year. I don't know about you, but I could use $18,000 extra to what I'm doing already. So to me, that makes plenty sense. And if the valuation goes up, that's more money in your pocket. So you can tell that the quantity is what really is going to set you apart, and help you. And this is the reason why I see people buying multiple MXC units, because at the moment they're saying at the moment, having multiple miners in one house doesn't affect your profitability, in terms of it's not going to interfere with each other. So right now, like I said, with Helium, you can only have one device within a 300-meter radius. You have another one within that radius, then it's going to count both those devices as one, or not necessarily as one, but yeah, the proximity is too close, and so you and that other device are basically going to half the rewards because you're too close. Helium is counting you as one unit. So that's the frustrating thing with Helium, is that, say you buy one today, see how there's nobody necessarily around me, and then in 6 months, now I have a bunch of them around me, and some of them may be in really close proximity. So that's going to screw up the mining capabilities of my unit and their unit, because they maybe don't know about that. So it kind of sucks. Your rewards could change depending on how many miners come around in your area. It could help your situation. It just depends. But with MXC, they're saying it doesn't matter how many miners you have in one house, it's not going to affect your profitability, which I find exciting, because my plan would be to literally have at least minimum of 5 miners. And this is very, very possible. I'm telling you, it's very, very possible. I mean, I've already seen people on YouTube do it. Even with the fixed price, if you're looking at 75,000 in 2 months with one miner, now let's multiply that by 5 miners. So you're looking at around 375,000 MXC tokens in a month combined, 5 miners combined, right? That's crazy. So let's multiply that by today's valuation. 4 cents. It's $15,000. 15 grand based on today's price point. Right? So like I said, even if you got involved with MXC and you're like, look, I don't really care about staking. I'm just going to take exactly what I make every month. I'm going to sell it off. Or I'm going to put it into a different crypto like Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever else that you're involved with. You know, you take that money and you say, this is where I'm going to put it to, or I'm just going to cash it out. This is possibly how much you could be looking at. You know what I'm saying? And some people will say, well, you know, yeah, that, you know, that might be the case, but, you know, the devices are so expensive. Yes, they are expensive. But again, it comes to the point where I say, again, how much are you willing to invest in yourself? You know what I mean? This is going to help you make money. So if it's going to help you make money, there shouldn't be much thought about how much it costs. People want to make money out of thin air and put nothing in. It takes money to make money. Scared money don't make money. Everybody's situation is not going to be the same. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody's going to be able to, you know, to afford, something like this right away. I'm trying to see if I can. And they're on a bunch of exchanges already. These are probably the two that I would definitely use. Obi, I would definitely use these two. You can also use, I believe, Uniswap. And yeah, you can use Uniswap. I can find. Huh. I think it's .io, I believe. Oh. No, that's. Huh. That. That's very weird. Huh, that is very, very weird. I'm trying to find Thor for you. So we can look at some prices. M2. All right, so this is the M2 Pro miner. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's Match X. I was typing MXC. That's probably why. So the reason why I said that is if you look at this, it is, you know, I just don't understand why it's so cheap, or why it's not so cheap. Sorry. The only thing I don't like is right here is it's supposed to have 4 antennas. Comes with 3. I don't understand why they did that. So, you know, I purchased mine. I'm gonna have to go and purchase another, you know, some extra antenna from them, which I didn't even see. I didn't see it. But anyway, take a look at it. This is the M2 Pro. It's $24.99. That's in pounds or euro. Sorry, euro. And when you go to purchase it, the conversion rate, obviously, you're looking at about $3,000 with taxes and shipping, around like $3,100. So you'll have people that say, well, yeah, with 5 miners, you can make $15,000 a month, possibly. But you just paid $3,100 for all those units, right? So what's the return on investment right there? $15,000. Idiots. So the cost of 5 units is $15,000. So if you get them running, you know, all running, at a mature time, so they're all running and they've been running for about 30 days. You're looking at making close to $15,000 a month. So that means your return on investment with the more miners you have could possibly be within a 30 days amount of time. I would say 30 to 45 days, close to 2 months. Let's just say guaranteed almost in 2 months. If the coin stays relatively level, is not erratic. As we can see, the pricing hasn't been erratic. And so it's been pretty stable. So if it's stable around 2 to 5 cents a token, I mean, in a year's time, if it's like that and it slowly goes up or it stays stable like that in that range, I mean, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at possibly paying off all of your equipment in a month or 2 months' time. To me, that's a win-win, man. That's a win-win. That's a win-win situation because now, I mean, can you imagine this? Let's just say you're making 13.5 every month with 5 miners, right? Go ahead and multiply that again by 12 months. You're making money. You're standing to make more money than any brand new lawyer. You're making way more money than any brand new nurse. You're making more money than probably a brand new pathologist. The money that you're making with 5 miners is probably going to be equal to, or if not more, than a physician's assistant, which can start out around $100,000 for a PA in the medical field. I mean, this is effing insane, And no, you might not be able to get these all at one time. You know what I mean? You may not be able to. But the potential is there. That's what I'm saying. The potential is there. If I'm running my business like I'm now, and I can bring anything even close to this, even $100,000 in MXC a year, I mean, like, that's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. And again, what you do with these tokens is your own business. You might be putting that in Bitcoin. Nothing wrong with that. Do whatever you want with it. But the profitability is there. Not only that, not only does this just mine MXC, it also mines call it DX. I guess I have to. Probably got to go back to the. Well, I guess it would tell you. Fine. But basically, you'll be able to mine a token. I think it's called DHX or something like that. That doesn't have a value yet. And that's another, let's say, a highway type. Forgot what it is, but basically, it's I would say it's almost like a Binance, like being able to transfer and use the system is ultra fast and super cheap. So I'll try to do a video on that. But other than that, you can stake your MXC, and they're having a beta right now where they're testing the mining of Bitcoin. So this thing can mine multiple currencies, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make updates in the later on, or possibly introduce a new miner to be able to has the capacity to mine these other tokens, possibly more alt tokens, future at a better efficiency. So I'm telling you, this is yo, what's up, Geo? What is that? CHZ Chili's? I'll check it out in a second. So yeah, I mean, you have a lot more potential to make some money with these things. It's just a really, really high entry point that a lot of people like. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think the device worth the price that they're asking. I think the price is more reflective of the technology, that the time that they have put into this. You know what I'm saying? Just like an artist, you know, if you go get a tattoo, you can go to 10 different tattoo shops and talk to 10 different artists, pitch the same art idea that you want, and I guarantee you're going to get 10 different prices. You know what I mean? 10 different prices to get that work done. It all depends on the artist. These people are basing their price based on they feel their company is worth, they feel their time is worth, and their technology is worth. So, you know, if you want to play, you gotta pay. And so, look, this is an example. This is with Telegram. I'm not gonna fool with Telegram yet, but these are examples of how people have their miners set up. This is what I'm gonna eventually do. I'm gonna have, probably not in my window like that, but somewhere in my house, you know, I'm gonna have 4 or 5 miners set up. What I want is 5. But yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. Now imagine, man, you're going on your daily schedule, man, and you're just doing what you do, and this is what you're bringing in a month, man. You don't even have to care about MXC tokens. Simply just mining it because it's a means to make a profit. You don't have to be invested in this company. All you need to do is be invested enough to make some money. That's it. That is it. All right, let's go check out what Geo is talking about real quick. But yeah, just to recap, 5 of these devices would cost you about $15,500, give or take tax. 31 is what I paid tax. 5 of these devices, $15,000. I already went over about how much you can make at today's price point. All 5 miners producing around about, it's not a for sure number, about 375,000 XC tokens a month. All 5 of them combined. At today's price point, you're looking at around $15,000. That pays for all 5 of your pieces of equipment right there. Pays for it right away. You know, it could pay for it possibly, like I said, in a month, or not a month, but in about a 2-month span. Sorry, you pay it off in probably about 2 months. So that's a really good. It could be a really, really good investment. Again, there's always risk with everything. So let's go ahead and check out this CHZ Chili's. I never heard of this one. What is Chili's? What is this? What is this? What is it? Chili's, world's leading blockchain fintech provider, sports and entertainment. You know what comes to mind when I see something like this? What is that? Wager. I think it was Wager. I got into Wager when it was ICO years ago and paid off. I sold them all, but they're okay right now. So yeah, let's see. Chili's developed this Socius sports engagement platform, which is Philly's blockchain. Their structuring uses CHZ as its exclusive on. Let's rocket fuel. Check out the token details. 44 cents. Bad. At 2.5 billion. Ooh, man. Look at this in CoinGecko. Is it really putting that much out? This start. Oof. Rough one. 2 cents, July 2019. I mean, that. Again, as you can see, some of these projects, man, they take a while to mature, man. You're looking at 44 cents today, and they've been around for a while. They didn't really start popping until, December of last year. That's when they started to really start popping. So it just may mean that the technology that they've put up, even though it's been around, is starting to actually be utilized a lot more. People are starting to use their blockchain a lot more. I'm gonna have to go and read the white paper to get more information on this, but it seems like they had a plan and it took this long to implement and really get it going. Now they're going to be, now they're becoming really successful. So yeah, man. I mean, these are, like I said, if you have, and it's sitting at number 55 on CoinGecko. So I don't know if it's 55 on CoinGecko. Maybe that's CoinMarketCap. But no, 54 on CoinGecko. So yeah, I mean, again, you have to have the patience and the research to find these things to get into. A lot of people are not going to do it. A lot of people are literally just going with what other YouTubers are talking about, which is not a bad thing. But generally, when I say you're listening to other YouTubers, put it out the information before you hear about something. Usually, I'm not going to say you're too late to the party, but I'm going to say usually by the time you hear it like that, in that manner, more people have already gone on to it. They were already on the platform. So your chances of making a real good profit are a little bit slimmer. But yeah, definitely we'll check that one out a little bit later. And that should be pretty good. But let's just do a recap real quick. My goal for Cake is to have at least 300 tokens staking. And I go based on, you guys want to check out certified tokens that are stakeable. Most of them may have a rewards calculator. I highly suggest you check it out. It can help you make your decisions based on what asset to acquire. Actually, the reason why I found Pancake Swap is because I was browsing staking rewards, and I saw it and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" That's how I found out about it and about the Binance Smart Chain, because, like I said, I had been out of the game for a little while and I didn't really know. So the first thing I'm coming back to do is find good staking tokens, and I happened to stumble upon Pancake, and they do stakingrewards.com does pretty well with keeping up on actual reward percentages and things like that. So if you come over here, you'll see Pancake Pool is at about 94.02%. Go double check on Pancake Swap, almost the same, 94.08%. So, give or take some percentage points, will get you, kind of a quick or almost near accurate representation of what you expect when you're staking. Mind you, a lot of these percentages are based on well, just here, but it's based on a breakdown of 94% APR or APY. This is what you would stand to get a year, not a month. So a lot of people confuse that. Just gotta be diligent with your research. But let's go ahead and put in what I have right now, 154 cake right now, and kind of see how it does the rewards. And as you can see, I'm looking at about $409 based on an average. It takes into account pricing. As you can see, it takes into account the pricing. And right now I'm looking at about 12 cake a month. At today's valuation is worth about $400. So you could take that, convert it back to BNB, cash it out on an exchange, wanted, or however you want to do it. But you're bringing in about $400 a month yearly, close to $8,000. Some people say that's not a lot at all. Me, that's a lot for one asset. That's a lot for one asset, because what if you have 5 other assets alongside this one that are producing pretty good? Maybe it might be $400 some dollars. Maybe it's only like $150 for some of these other assets. But total, you could stand to make a pretty good passive income based on some staking tokens. So my goal, like I said, is 300 by this year, and you're looking at close to $800 right now, today's valuation. Last moon, the next safe moon. Sounds like spam to me. But yeah, you're looking at double the cake. And if cake continues to rise in value, more money in your pocket, because you'll still be earning that cake and you're not paying for it. You're not paying for it anymore. Again, that's a lot of money if you're going to be trying to buy cake. You need to start earning cake. You know what I mean? So my end time goal, like I said, is to have at least 500 cake, because I'm going to be stacking cake. I'm going to be stacking Uniswap pretty heavy. Those are probably going to be my main stakers right there, is Uniswap and Pancake. Right now, Uniswap is probably not the best example. We're actually, yeah, see, they've already adjusted it. I used to have a really good valuation, but not so much right now. It's because V3 is coming, so we have to see if they're even going to allow staking with the new V3 update for Uniswap. Hopefully they do, because I have over 400 tokens, man, and I would like to stake it. I would love to stake it and make more Uniswap. But yeah, man, these are possibly good investments, man. So besides Pancake, I wanted to look at other projects that were similar, that started off at a lower entry point, and I found ApeSwap. ApeSwap launched on the Binance Smart Chain as well. They launched at like 88 cents, and I didn't get it until like 98 cents or whatever. But it's been pretty stable, almost like a stable coin between that price and, as you can see, $1 as the average, slowly going up. Today is at $1.43, and pretty much they kind of do the same thing. Well, so it is what it is. But the reason why I like this is because getting in at the lower price point, we were just talking about Pancake. When they came out, it was $1 a token. So if this is to follow in a pretty profitable line, what I'm saying, if it follows kind of like the same line, what is this going to be worth in the next 5-6 months? As we see, they're growing every day. They're growing, and like I said, if they're successful, this project is going to be successful. So the name of the game, once again, is to own a ton of tokens. And when you're not just owning those tokens, you're staking them. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man. You have to find ways to make money. I'm staking bananas to get swamp as well. And I think that when I get some more, I'm going to be going heavy on swamp, because swamp is looking pretty damn good right now. So I think swamp is around like $50 something a token. Yeah, there you go, $52.32. So right now they have a really good reward system right now. Look at that. Right now, 472% to stake swamp at a 45 multiplier. So, that's what I'm looking to get into. And with Ape Swap, honestly, what I'm looking to get into really is staking portion, but being able to stake and grab as much banana as possible. So when I do trades, what I'm really doing is working towards trading banana for either BNB or cake. You see what I'm saying? I want to be able to transfer 100 bananas at a time and grabbing more cake. You see what I'm saying? I'm not buying the cake. The banana is working for me now. It's a passive income for me to get more cake, so I don't have to go in my wallet, my personal wallet, and buy more cake. I'm trying to get to that 300 mark with the cake, eventually 500. But I don't want to have to keep paying for every little piece of cake that I need to get to that number. So that's what I'm using banana for. As banana grows in valuation, I'm keeping some of that around to cap, to win off of that. The other platform that I saw pop up not too long ago at an even lower valuation is Caramel Swap. And Caramel Swap is pretty interesting because with all these different Binance ones, to be successful, they have to start trading, other and staking and pooling other cryptocurrencies. So, this was a relatively easy one to get into. A lot of people don't know about it yet, but this is the evaluation right now. 1 cent. Remember, Pancake went down to like 40 something, 30 something cents. So getting involved with something this young right now, it's to me it's a no-brainer, because if you're in it right now while it's super cheap, look how many tokens you can acquire in a short amount of time. When this is at $1 valuation, you have thousands of tokens, you're winning. You know what I'm saying? You're winning. So what did I do? I came in and grabbed, I used a little bit of BNB that I wouldn't mind losing, and I threw it in here. Staking, got over 11,000 staking, and this is what I'm pulling in. This is after like maybe 2 days, so not bad at all. And I'm also using some cake to earn more caramel. Right now I have almost 2 cakes staked. Earn some caramel. And so that's what I'm going to be doing as well. I'm going to, probably pull another 3 cake, put it in here, and then just let it, let it earn, let it do what it's doing, man. And try to stack as much caramel as possible. And then again, what I'm going to be doing is using that caramel. I'm going to be using the caramel to fund. I'm using caramel to fund either an ape swap or my cake. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be using that to fund that. Or if it's gonna let us do but for example, every 5,000 caramel tokens gonna give me that cake. You know what I'm saying? So even if I don't really care much about these tokens, as long as it helps me get to the end goal of building more cake, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the good thing about holding these tokens and building them up, even though I'm going for the cake, ultimately, when these things start to become more valuable, that's even more money that's occurring in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So the hope is for it to contribute to cake for me, but at the same time, as it grows in valuation, that means that's more cake I can buy. So, that's kind of like the area that I'm in right now, and I'm trying to do with these things. I'm trying to stack, and I'm trying to hold, and I'm trying to compound. You know what I mean? Until I get to a position or a time, a place where I'm like, you know what? I want to go ahead and put all this into that. You know what I mean? It's all about stacking that money, man. Not all about what you can cash out every day. It's about getting to a point where when you do cash out, you're not just completely exiting the platform, unless you want to, but it becomes a regular passive income. That's what we're all about here, man. Passive income, making money, and living a better life. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, man, with these miners, some of you guys are like laughing at it. And I'm telling you, man, this shit is funny as hell. Look at that. Flying this shit on a drone, bro. What's going on? What's going on? Crazy. But, it is what it is. People are going to do what they want to do, man, or what they got to do. But that's why I said, with these miners, I'm trying to stack them up, man, because people will laugh and be like, "Oh, what are you trading in? I'm doing this." You don't have to play these games. You're not going to have to play these games with these poop tokens, man. You're not going to have to play these games with these poop tokens and hope, while everybody's waiting on something like Safe Moon to pop. I'm waiting on it too to pop because it would pay off. But every day that you're waiting for something to pop is every day that you're wasting or that you're losing money in another project. While I'm waiting on Safe Moon to pop and become even richer, I can have 1 to 5 of these miners mining MXC, making me a pretty decent fortune on a monthly basis as I'm waiting 6 months to a year for Safe Moon to grow in valuation and to really make me some really good money. See what I'm saying? Like, every day I'm not doing anything, or every day that I'm just waiting on my other tokens like Pancake and all this stuff to grow in value, to get me staking rewards, I could be doing the same thing with something else. Also, it's a good thing to have something else working for you in case another investment goes down or goes away. If ApeSwap goes away 6 months because they couldn't survive, I'm not going to be hurting as much because I have another investment like a Caramel or a Swamp that's also staking and making me more money. So you got to cover your losses a little bit and not just put all your eggs in one basket. But again, you can do this, man. And anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Also, if you want to go take a look at the Discord, you got Ape on Discord, crypto.com, got MXC, Helium. Safe Moon is always super, super packed, man. Safe Moon is always packed, man. They have such a big community, it's insane. And then Uniswap and Switch EO, these are things that you can be. I recommend these forums. I recommend Discord with most of these groups because you're gonna get clear information. You're gonna get announcements and updates a lot quicker, and you're gonna get like a real scoop on what people really think about the project, the goods and the bads. You'll be able to get a better idea than versus relying on on the Reddit. Reddits are good, but as far as getting up to date live information, I would say Discord or Telegram is going to be your best bet. I don't have a server for my channel per se. I've been thinking about making one. I'm probably going to make one. I'll probably do one today. Just to get some like minds in there and, discuss crypto and whatnot. But yeah, definitely coming soon. Coming soon. And then one that I got involved with like last year that is literally like, I would say probably like a BitConnect clone. I don't know how long they've been around. I'm pretty sure they've been around for a little bit, but it reminds me of BitConnect. I got into it last year. It's Biddles. And, you know, I put in like $400, and right now I think I have about, I think with Biddles, by next month, I believe, with Biddles, I'll be able to cash out BTC to USD. I think I got into it around like September or something like that. I started staking my Biddles tokens. And I think right now it's worth around 1,600, and that's not bad at all, because again, I didn't want to put a lot of money into the platform because I don't want to lose. So I didn't want to lose that much. So yeah, I put that 400 in. It's worth 1,600 now, and I'm okay with that. Once that's done, I'm just gonna pull that out, forget about the program, because it's a high risk program. You know, it's one of them high yield investment programs you can make a lot of money on. You just got to hope that they stay around. And like I said, it's basically like a BitConnect loan is what I kind of see it as. Who knows what they're really doing? I don't know. But I got in, and I'm getting the hell out. I didn't put another penny into it, but what I did. So if anything comes out of it and I get my money back, I'm good to go. I'm fine with that. But try not to play around with too many of these high yield investments, man, because they can burn you. You can get burned real bad. And don't let these other guys fool you too, man. Don't let these other guys on YouTube fool you. A lot of these dudes that be talking down on some of these high yield investment programs, they're in them too. They're in them as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let them fool you with that fake condemnation of all these high yield investments. At the end of the day, all this shit is high yield investment. Some of it more dangerous or than the other, as far as how much you can trust them. Some of these programs are like some of these high yield investment programs. They're there for 2 or 3 months, and then they're done. They're gone. Maybe for a year, they're gone. Same as some of these tokens. They may be worth something today. 5 months, they may not be worth nothing. They may completely just go away or die. You know, so don't think that, oh, well, if I buy a token, you know, if I get involved with a token that's on the top 100 list, I'm never gonna lose. I won't lose. I won't be able to lose. Don't get into that habit, man, because all this shit is high yield investment. More money you decide to put in, that's a high yield investment. You know what I'm saying? You're putting more money in, hoping that you can get more out. But don't get fooled by, oh, if I just jump on the top 100 token, I'm good. I'm safe. None of this shit is safe. None of it is safe at all. Exactly. Said it's better to study many low yield chances instead of getting googly eyed over high yield investments that you could burn yourself bad. That's a gamble. That's very, very true. It's all a gamble. It's all a gamble. Something to me that I would say is something like a low risk investment would be something like a Bitcoin. Kind of. I really wouldn't say. Well, yeah, Bitcoin, I would say. Depending on when you got in. I would say Bitcoin is a high yield investment if you were to get in like today. Say you were like, you know what? I'm about to get $5,000 worth of Bitcoin today. I'm about to put $10,000 worth of Bitcoin today. You buy it at this price point valuation, and then next month it's down to the 35,000. Now you're looking sad. You're looking real, real sad. And you're hoping to God that it goes above what you bought it for at the price point you bought it. So again, your $10,000 could be worth way less next month. It's all high yield, in my opinion. Something that's not high yield would be, to me, in my opinion, something like a Cardano, something like a Tether, something that's like a stable coin. Stable coins all day, every day, to me, are probably the safest things that you can get into. Simply because it's created to be a stable type of token. You're talking about you got Tether, you got Tezos. Those are relatively safe. Relatively safe. because they don't change. They're not as volatile. DAI, if you get DAI, that's another stable token. You know, when you get these things, you're not really necessarily looking for it to turn into $8 the next. You know what I'm saying? Like these are going to be pretty stable, not going to rise too high in value, that kind of thing. So, you know, you just got to kind of figure out where you want to jump in, what you're kind of expecting. But a lot of these tokens, man, a lot of these tokens aren't going to be, you know, ZIL is not going to go up from 16 cents to $8 by the end of the year. So if you're thinking that, you're in the wrong cryptocurrency. You're in the wrong token to be expecting a gain like that. You need to be into something that is, you know, it's kind of predicted to go that way. But a lot of these tokens, man, you're not going to see those kind of returns. You're not going to buy this at 16 cents and then see it double in value within before the end of the year. It's possible, but it's probably not going to happen. Excuse me. And then you also have to decide, if you're not a staker, if you're not in it to stake, you know, how much do you plan on buying? You know, some people treat this stuff like it's a bank account, because some of these tokens, you can stand a chance of making more off of the, even if it's the APY, then, you know, if you can get 6% APY on, like, let's say Tezos, right? Let's just say a Tezos. I would much rather put $5,000 into Tezos and letting it sit for a year than putting $5,000 in my savings account and letting it sit for a year. You know, you'll be struggling to get 0.25% in a savings account with your 5Gs versus 6% or stable, you know, a higher percent, even let's just say 6, for example, on a token like a Tezos after a year. You know, your money made more money there than it did sitting in the bank. And the bank is making more money off of your savings than you could ever hope to. You see what I'm saying? So, because they're using your money as soon as you put it in. So that's why I say, you know, crypto, it just depends on what you're trying to do with crypto. If you're in it to try to make big money, then you got to take high risks. You got to take those high risks to get a big reward. If you're in it to be somewhat stable, just to maybe make, you know, a couple extra bucks or something like that, then invest in something that is simply, you know, low risk and pretty much stable. You know, it just depends on what kind of game you're in. If you like to trade, then, you know, get yourself a trading bot, something, you know, get yourself a trading bot and go daily trade and make money off of that too. If you're a person that likes to take high risks, sometimes I like to take high risks. Sometimes I'll take some high risks. And I'll get into some of these meme tokens just to see, you know, just for shits and giggles, man, just because. Just be. So, trending. I feel like they changed some stuff. But anyway, yeah, like, you know, like some of these tokens are meme tokens. Like this one, I jumped on. It was like really, really low, just for, you know, just for the shits and gigs. I was involved with some Shiba. I sold it for a profit, but again, you know, what does it do? But it's a meme coin, so if people pump it up and it reaches a certain valuation, you can win some money. You know, you can stand to win some money. I got to a point where I traded out of this and got some of this. I won on this, got out the game, put it in this because it was starting to rise. I'm still holding this because I got in really, really and, I'm just holding on to it. It's Ethereum, so I don't really want to do much. I don't really want to move around with it too much because you're gonna have to pay a shitload of gas fees. But my plan with this is just to at some point get out of it and then dump it all into Uniswap tokens. So I can get more Uniswap. You see what I'm saying? And I probably got into this like $100. Got into the Shiba with like $100. Took that profit. Like one Binance token. Binance is like what, $500 something dollars. I made that much off of Shiba. Put it into Ellen, the Elon token. As this grows, if I can get at least 10 Uniswap out of this, I'll make the trade right away. Give me 10 Uniswap tokens, I'll make the trade. Easy. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, only put $100 into it. Complete poop token has no value to the eco space at all, except being a meme. People liking a meme. That's it. That's all it does. Is this high risk? Hell yes. It's super high risk. It's so high risk. It'll make you sick. So if you go in here and you're like, oh, I'm about to make it big, man. Shiba just came out, man. I'm about to jump on it. I'm about to throw $5,000. I'm about to throw $1,000 at it. I would highly suggest you don't do something like that. Unless you figure out what the hell you want out of it, what you're expecting out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't put $1,000 into this, hoping that it hoping that it breaks 4 zeros and that it can make it to here. You know what I'm saying? It can make it to a 1 here. Like, you'll be waiting forever, and that shit may die within a month. You don't even know. You don't know. Or you can be holding on for the long haul, like freaking what do you call it? Dogecoin, to become something, and it may take years before it even knows. But don't put a bunch of money into these things if you have no intention to really stay with it for the long haul. These meme tokens come and go. There's a new meme token every day, so it's don't play around with some of these tokens, man. You'll get burned so bad. It'll make you want to leave crypto. So, I would highly suggest, if you're new, to stay away from the poop tokens because it's high risk and the turnover rate is very, very high. Some of these tokens are good for about, I would say, like 24 hours before you need to do something or get rid of it or dump it. They're good for about 24 hours and then you move on to the next. So I would highly suggest you don't get involved with it if you're new to cryptocurrency right away. Wait. Get into something more stable. Uniswap. Like I said, things like that are actually doing something for the eco space and are being highly used. I would take it. I would run with that and start there. It just makes more sense. But yeah, it is what it is. There's tons of way to make money. See what y'all talking about. So yeah, Huni was definitely correct about that. Get involved with low yield investments before you jump into these high yield investments, because you can get burned really, really bad. It can turn you off from the whole crypto space in general. Miners high risk. This helium stuff looked legit as fuck. I'm from Sydney, only 2 heliums here. Yeah, it is high risk, but I would say helium is probably lower risk than getting involved with MXC, in my opinion. It's all high risk, but I would say probability of helium taking a complete nosedive is very unlikely, simply because they've been around for a while and they've stood the test of time and dumping and pumping. They are mature enough now that their platform is pretty much stable. Can either stay stable or go up really high, but even if it goes up really high, not stable at that price, there's going to be a correction and it'll find a new valuation. But as far as it going back down to zero, man, it's probably unlikely. I would say the entry point to getting into helium mining at like $400 to $500 is absolutely lucrative. absolutely makes more sense in my opinion. I can spend $500 on, let's just say I can go to Binance, spend $500 on a BNB token, and come right over here to Pancake Swap and say, I want to be involved with Pancake, right? I want to be involved with Pancake. I don't want to mine. I want to be involved with Pancake. Take that $500, turn it into 16 cake tokens at today's price. You know what I'm saying? And let's just check out what staking 16 tokens would be like, right? Right. Check it out. So that'd be earning you about $42 a month, giving you about close to 1.5 cake tokens a month. So you'll be gaining pretty much a cake every month. It stays worth around what it's worth around. That's what you'd be standing to get a month. Versus HNT, right? I don't think, yeah. HNT, where it's worth about $14 roughly a token, right? And this is something, like I said before, I was talking about it before, you could stand to make, even if you're off by yourself. Let's check out. I would be next to this guy when I get my miner in there. So me and him would definitely be connecting. And let's see what they've got. See, they have no witnesses. That's really weird. One second. All right, my bad. That was the wrong number. So this guy's not connected to anybody. I don't know what's going on with him, but let's just take his numbers anyway. 24 hours, he's gotten 0.10 HNT, right? And he's down 49% from what he got the previous period. So in about 30 days, he's gotten almost 7.5 HNT, right? So I mean, when you look at the price, you're looking at $14 average, almost to 7.5 tokens a month, $105. Is that better than putting that $500 into like a pancake? The numbers don't lie. Of course, it's going to depend on the day and the time, what the token is worth. But if we were to go with today, for example, it would be more profitable to have that miner, because your mining capabilities are going to change, every period. You might mine more than you did last month, and then next month you may mine a little bit less. It just depends on who's around you, how many witnesses you have, etc. So it could be, to me, in my opinion, it could be you stand the chances of making way more profit with like a helium miner than it would be to just stake. But if you're in a position where you're staking and you're mining, you're winning. You're winning at both. You see what I'm saying? So if you're gonna mine, I would definitely say try to get involved with mining, this type of mining. As far as like traditional ASIC mining or graphics card mining, that's up to you. To me, the reason why I had never really got involved with that is simply because the entry point is very, very high. You got to buy a lot of equipment. and that can be costly, man. You know, the equipment could be pretty costly. So, you know, it all depends on what you're willing to spend, uh, and what you're hoping to get out of it. You know? And let's see what else you guys say. Yeah, helium is pretty legit though. MXC, higher price point, but I think it's just as legit. It's just a big turnoff for most people because of the entry point, which is like $3,000. I mean, who's gonna drop $3,000 on something that they barely know about? Not many people. Many people look at it and be like, nope, next. But some of those same people would say, I'd rather just build a mining rig and go mine Ethereum. Okay, we'll go do that. Did you calculate how profitable it may be to mine that Ethereum? No, it may be more profitable. It may not be. I'm going to say, in my opinion, mining from home traditionally is more expensive than something like this. You got to pay electricity costs, you know, equipment costs. Something goes down, you got to replace it. You know what I mean? To me, those costs alone it's high. I mean, I have $3,000 PC that I bought, you know, years ago, a couple years ago back. I just use it for my business, this, gaming. If I were going to build an actual mining rig, it would be way more than $3,000. I mean, I would have to buy 3 more video cards. Processor is fine right now, but if I were buying a whole new rig, I'm buying a rig that has at least 16 cores or more, depending on what you're mining. Some things you may only need 8 cores for. It just depends on what you're mining. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I thought about getting into Chia mining. Still doesn't have a price point, but you know, building something out like that, I was thinking about. I was like, man, it's just gonna get really expensive because, you know, it's expensive. I would go something with like a third two cores with Chia mining, because the more cores you have, the faster plot. You know, the faster you can plot with. When you're doing like Chia mining is basically hard drive mining. So again, you can stand to make a big gain, you know. But again, drawbacks is that you're gonna have to run that machine 24 hours a day, and that might not be economically feasible for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, uses up a lot of energy. Is it gonna be worth it for your energy cost? I don't know. Me, energy doesn't really concern me much because I have solar panels, so you know I get a lot of my energy from there. I have to waste it on buying energy from energy companies. So I just don't think it's profitable, in my opinion. I don't like traditional mining too much. I feel like it's really profitable. It can be, depending on how much money you're willing to spend. Maybe if you have like $50,000 to $100,000 on a mining farm, yeah, you're gonna make some money. Not my cup of tea. This kind of mining, my cup of tea. Yeah, and Hooney, with you being from Sydney, Australia, if you already have 2 helium miners there, man, why not put one up? See what happens. If you can put another one up, put it up and see what happens. You know what I mean? That might benefit you and whoever else that is mining. If you're in close proximity enough, it may benefit you just as much as being around in a big city with, you know, a ton of miners, like we saw in Austin. It has a ton of miners. So yeah, I think it'd be something that is truly the epitome of hands-on passive income, or like hands-off, sorry, passive income, meaning you set it, get it, check your app. Okay, I got this much. Do I want to sell it? Do I want to hold it? Easy. Send it to this wallet, cash it out, do whatever I want with it. It's so easy, and you don't have to do anything a day. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta constantly make sure it's online. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And so yeah, you said Moonrat. I have to check out Moonrat. When you said when you said are miners high risk? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say it's high risk. You spent $400 or $500 on something, and you're hoping it could make money like some of these other miners are. You know, to me, that's high risk. I mean, because you don't know if you're going to make anywhere close to what they're making as far as bringing in HNT a month. You don't know. You could be like the guy that I just showed you. That's right here in my city. Be like this guy, lone wolf. Even though he's close enough to others, that's why I'm trying to figure out why he's not. I guess he's too far away from these guys over here, which was my concern to begin with because I'm closer to him. And look, we have these other. I would be in this area here with this guy. This guy's offline. He was online the other day. I don't know why he's offline now. You got this guy over here, and you got these three that are offline here. So, possibly when I get mine, all three of us or four of us will be connecting more. And it should be okay. But it's a possibility that I might turn out just like this guy. You know what I mean? So or slightly better. Who knows? I don't know. But you would have to determine whether or not something like this, if you would be okay with something like this. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. That's a high risk. That's a high risk possibility that you need to decide: is this worth it for you? Is making this that okay with you? I don't know. Is that worth $500 to you at the end of the month? Possibly getting anywhere from 5 to 7 to 10 helium a month. I don't know. It depends on your spot, your situation. Your location is going to determine everything. Who's around you is going to determine everything. So it is high risk because you don't know. So yes, I would say helium mining is a high risk. $500 that you don't know when you're going to get back. There's always going to be a time cap on your ROI. May take you a short amount of time, may take you a long amount of time. But if you just wanted to focus on paying off your miner, that's seven and a half a month. Not going to take you very long, to get that back. It's going to take you about 4 or 5 months to get that back. Maybe that's too long for you. But if you were making even more, you can pay off your miner in a month. You see what I'm saying? So it's a high risk either way. You just don't know. But yeah, I would say mining helium or any other thing is high risk, especially MXC. MXC is really high risk because of the entry point, $3,000. Shit. Better hope you get everything back as soon as possible. R7 said, why are these high risk? I just kind of told you. You have a PC already. Is it worth it for normal crypto, not Bitcoin? Check Sydney. Oh, you want to check Sydney? Let's see. Check Sydney. Check Sydney. Gotta find Australia. Where that? Yeah. Where's Australia? where the fuck is Australia? Sorry guys, I didn't I have no idea where Australia is. Tripping? You might have to help me out here. Where the hell is Australia? Like you say, I don't think this is all. Where's Australia, people? On the very right. Right of what? Here? Hold up real quick. Let me find out where the hell Australia is. Feel so bad. Go to Australia on the map. let's find the map of Australia. I feel so bad. I don't know where the hell Australia is. Oh, okay, it's by the Philippines. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can find the damn Philippines. All right. Oh, okay, so it's east of Africa. For some reason, I thought Australia was over here. How much I know. Helium matter. Oh, okay. So you must be. Oh, you got 3, right? You got 3. Oh, you got 2. Yeah, you got 2 here in Sydney. This other one is probably. I don't. Oh, there's 3 in this area. Holy shit. 3. Yeah, it's 3. It's 3 here in Sydney. And they're close together. I bet you they're from the same person. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same person. Furry. Just check one of these. Check. All right, let's. Yeah, you see how they're all real close together? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. See, there's no witnesses. Got 2 other hotspots around them, which we've identified right here. But they're not witnessing each other, so that's weird. I'll have to see what's going on with that. They're making 0.1 in the 24-hour period, which is up. Because they were making less in the 24-hour period. That is weird. And that's possibly because they were the only one right there at the time. And in 30 days, 1.89 HNT. That's really, really low. And which guy was? Let's check out the neighbor, the other unit. Check out this other unit. See what's going on with them. Again, no more witnesses. 2 of the hotspots. And they made 0 in the last 24 hours, 0.15 in 30 days. Check the last one. Yeah, you need witnesses. That's how you earn the most with helium mining, is if you have witnesses. No witnesses. Same 2 by nearby hotspots, and they are pretty far apart. Oh, you know what? There you go. I think that's the reason right there. I was gonna say that. I'm like, look, they're in a really, really close proximity, like almost in the same house, are really, really close together. See the distance here? 114 meters. This one's 144 meters apart. So these are all about the same distance apart, probably within 150 meters. The recommendation from helium is that you be at least 300 meters apart from each hotspot. They need to be further apart, at least 300 meters. I would say at least 300 to 500 meters. The further, the better, but within the same vicinity. So like, let's say you had one here. It wouldn't be bad if you had one over here, one over here, or one over here. But when they're all that close, look at that. See, they're all within the zone. Too close. They're all within the zone. It's way too close. So I'm guessing that is what is going on as far as these rewards go, because they are not witnessing each other at all. If they were witnessing each other, it would be really, really profitable. See, look at that. This one's less than 100 meters away. And I think this is, they're getting the rewards because of the proximity that they're in. But as far as getting witnesses, which actually says to the network, hey, they're vetted, they're vetted, they're valid, you would get more rewards. Look at this. 0 for the 24-hour period. 0.15. Like, that's horrible. So, yeah, I would say this would be a very, very high risk for whoever bought these. They're probably pulling their hair out because they've spent, almost $1,500. And they're barely pulling in, out of all 3 units, they're barely pulling in. 2 of the units are pulling in this a month, and the other unit is pulling in over a little bit over 1. Yeah, that's not worth it. To me, that's not worth it at all. I don't know. To me, the only thing I can think of is that reason that they're way too close together. They need to spread them out. They're way too close together. You said is it worth it to mine crypto on a normal PC? Preferably, personally, I would say no. It's not worth the electricity cost. And if it's your main rig, if it's your daily driver, like my PC is, I would say it's not worth it, because the more you mine on it, the quicker your hardware is gonna deplete, the quicker it's gonna die. To me, it's not worth it. And if you can build a separate rig just for something specific, then yeah, I'd say go for it. It says, what does that mean for my helium returns? Let's see. The next question I'm going to ask you is, yeah, there's 3 there. Is the other one offline? Why is it low? Is personally because of witnesses? What would be predict returns? Would it be if spread out properly? It's kind of hard to tell what it would be spread out properly. I can try to find another example of a good spread. Let me see. Was there any other? Oh, okay. So those 3 are right there. That area. Then when you back out, you got 2 over here in Manly, or near Manly, that are offline. Why are they offline? I do not know. I don't know if they're having an issue with their connection. It may, the connection may be bad. As you can see, they do have the other hotspot right here that they're near. And that one's at a very good location. Look at that space, over 700 meters. And they are getting a reward scale of 1 for that location, but for some reason they're not receiving anything, and that's because they're not online. I don't know why they're not online. That is very, very strange. They're not online at all. Very strange. There was another location here that I thought I saw. Okay. Is that it right there? See if it's 1 or if it's a lot. Then you got one lonely, you got a solo over here, right? Check out this solo. They're the only one there. They don't have anybody witnessing them, so I'm very interested to see. See, they have no witnesses, no nearby hotspots. Pulling in 0.06 in the 24-hour period. That's a high. They're basically pulling in nothing daily. And every 30 days, they're pulling in about 2 helium. Man, that's not good. You know what I mean? That's not good. Now, in this area, where would you be? Would you be here near Sydney? Is that what you were saying? You would be here near Sydney? If you were here near Sydney, where exactly, like where, I'm not going to ask you exactly where you live, but I would say what vicinity between these locations, where are you at? The Liverpool? Where the hell is Liverpool? Parramatta? Where's Parramatta? Parramatta. Back up. I'm completely new to Australia, so I don't know where Parramatta is. If it's nowhere near these other 2, it's probably it's probably not going to be good. See at Parramatta, but there's a lot of different. Zoom out. Oh, is Paramount? Oh, okay. Paramount is a bigger city. Okay. So in relation, y'all would make a big triangle. I still think it's too. See, this guy, they have theirs too close together. These are perfect, but in relation, the distance in relation, they're not connecting because either you would think that this location inland would be a little bit higher as far as sea level than it would be this location. So you would think this location would spread out more and probably connect to those, but it's not, too far apart. So if you were in Parramatta, I would literally say that you are going to be a lone wolf, and that you would probably, more than likely, you'd probably find yourself in a situation similar to it's probably going to be similar to me. Oh, there's an wait. I already saw that one, right? Saw that one. Man, that's not bad, man. You're the only miner there? It's crazy. I would say probably see yourself more of in a situation, like here, like San Marcos near me. See how these three are somewhat close, but they're spread out. Let's go see what they're doing. Okay, so this one off by itself is connecting to one other one. I don't know why it's not connecting to the one that's right near it. Weird. But they have one witness. They're getting a reward scale of 1. They have one nearby hotspot, as we can see right there. And they're getting about 0.17 a day. Kind of be expected, right? But they're getting in a month about 83 helium tokens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it's because of the location, personally. I think it's because of the location. I think the location has a lot to do with it. I mean, these are pretty spread out, far apart. I think, click on the same one again. Nope. And look at this guy. He's further apart from everybody else. Look at that. He's over here. These guys are over here. And they're connecting with this guy over here. Look how far apart they are. But in relative, they're very close to each other. So you got 3 in this area that are all using each other. A pretty short distance, not too far apart, but they can all see each other. And look at the difference. This guy's making 106 a month versus the other guy who is closer to the other one. He's only making about 83 a month. Let's go check out the guy who's on the outside here. Let's see what he's making a month. Technically, he has a witness. He's got 2 witnesses. See? So he may be benefiting more than these other 2. Why? I don't know. But he's got 2 witnesses. No nearby hotspots, because he's the only one out there. He's making about 4 a day and about 188 a month. So I think it has relatively a lot to do with the proximity between these miners. So that's why I said that if you were in Australia, if you're in Sydney or you're in Parramatta, I think that if you had enough space between these, like this guy would be rocking. So imagine if he had about 500 to 700 meters away from all these, right? I think that you'll be seeing numbers similar to those, because one would be acting as a hotspot for the rest, and then all 3 would be witnesses, or at least you would have at least one witness. So I think that you would see those kind of numbers here. These right here as well. I believe if they had one more in this area, in this radius, preferably over here, they would be making about the same. You'd probably see around 100 or more a month. If you're going to be doing it where you are in Parramatta, I would say you would possibly have to invest in at least 3 in a close proximity. So if you have some family, if you get one and you have some family near you, in this kind of radius, you can hook one up. I would say that your chances of gaining more would be a lot higher. And because they're all yours, all three of them are going to be making helium. So again, some may pull in 100, some may pull in 80. But if you have all three of them and all three of them are averaging close to about 80 a month, yeah, you're gonna be making some good returns. But it's a big gamble because as you see these other ones, they're not really necessarily doing it right. This one needs at least one more to be profitable. These three too close. So that's kind of where I would go for it. Go from there. But I will say this. I would say that's helium mining. I would say definitely if you were to get into MXC mining, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And with MXC mining, you can have more than one in your home. So, again, if you were MXC mining, yes, it's a big entry, but if you're looking at 75,000 tokens right now while it's still pre-mined, you're looking at 75,000 tokens every 2 months at about 4 cents a piece every 3 months. You'd be looking at couple months, you'd be looking at $3,000. So in a couple months, you would be able to pay off your miner if you decided to just save up the tokens, not stake any. If you're just going to try to pay it off as quick as possible, get those back and make that transaction. Yeah, you could pay off your miner in 2 months and everything else would just be cake. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't have to necessarily worry about your helium. In this situation, I would say helium would probably be more, it would still be less expensive than getting involved with MXC. But then again, you would have to have the means to spread them out. That's kind of hard for anybody because like for me, myself, I'm here in a city where I don't have any family here in the city. So the only real hotspot that I can put up right now would be my own. I would have to, I'm still looking around to see, where I can put a hotspot at. I'm going to try to go to a couple of black owned businesses and try to network with them and, find out, do they have Wi-Fi in that location, in that business location? And if so, how much could I pay them a month to utilize that hotspot to mine, or even a friend or a neighbor? I don't really get down with people that much like that. So it'll be a little bit more of a challenge for me to get more miners in my area than normal. So which is why I'm going with areas that I have family in, that I could profit off of, that I can make it more of a profit. So yeah, if you have the means to get these miners out, I would say go with helium. Helium would probably be your best bet, but if you want a kind of like a guaranteed working solution, get involved with MXC. MXC would be probably around the same amount for a decent mining rig, depending on what you're mining. It just depends, man. It just really depends. But MXC, you would definitely win, but you're spending a lot more. It's up to you on that. Not a financial advisor. I'm just basically telling you what I would do if I was in a situation like this. And yeah, I mean, you have options. You have options. Just remember that if you're traditionally mining, you're going to be spending a lot more on energy costs. So you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, it's definitely doable. Look over here. In Medellin, you got some people in Medellin doing some mining. See how they're the only one over here? Medellin. There's another one, but it's offline. I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure he's not making much of anything either because that other guy is offline. Why? I don't know. Medellin is a spot that I'm looking to get to some point. See, they're online, but they're not making nothing. I bet you they just started too, though. Bet you they just started. No. I don't know when they started, but looks like they came online on April 25th. Yeah, see? So they just started up. So they're probably still in the validation process where they're still registering on the network. Why they don't got nothing. This person over here, plenty of space. I don't know why they're not producing anything. Really strange. They're offline. Hotspot is offline. Hotspot is not syncing. So they probably have bad internet. They probably got bad internet, or they don't, or their internet got turned off, and they don't know about it yet. But yeah, they probably have really shoddy internet that doesn't stay connected. You know, they're probably connected with Wi-Fi. If you can, I would use an Ethernet cable directly to your modem or your router. But as you can see, they have earned something. So that tells me that they were online and they were by themselves. Look at that. Look at this. In 30 days, they mined 41. And that's up from the 586. Previous month, they did 5. And so I'm thinking that has something to do with it because yeah, that's off. Something's off there. But I believe when they are online, I don't know how like I said, I don't know how long they've been online, offline. Doesn't really tell you that. But perfect spacing with these guys. Look at that. Perfect spacing, man. For these two. You know, and if you added another one in there somewhere in this vicinity, man, y'all would all three be eating, man. 80 is optimistic. Even with the good spread, it is optimistic. Like I said, it just depends though. You know, it depends. Because we were looking at places in my area where some people were making in Austin. If you go to Austin, some people in the middle of Austin, like, holy crap, man. Like, there's so many people on top of each other that you have so many witnesses. But just because you have so many witnesses around you doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be extremely profitable. You have some people that are going to make a ton more and they live in a more rural space. Look at that. Look at all those connections you got. You would think that you're going to be making a shit ton of money, right? 84 witnesses, 10 hotspots nearby. Look at those rewards, man. Making about 9 a day, 217 a month. This is really good. That's really good. But you got some people that are a little bit on the fringes that don't have as many witnesses, but are making like 400. So it's kind of like, well, how are they making 400? I'm in the middle of everybody with, pretty decent spacing and more witnesses, but you're only getting about 200. That's because the more people you have in a space, obviously too, you're splitting those rewards between all those other miners. So even though you're all together collectively, you're tight together, probably not making as much because everybody's got to split those rewards in that area. So that's what that tells me. But either way, it still would be good to have that many people around you. Because at least you're going to get something somewhat consistent. And when you have to think about it too, August 1st, the halving is going to be coming. They're going to be halving. So these rewards, I don't know if they're going to split in half, but they're definitely going to go down. So possible that you're making around an average of 9 a day that you're used to. When the halving starts, you may only be getting like maybe 5. Who knows? Still good. I'll take 5 helium a day. But everything's going to go back. It's going to go back down a little bit. But as the halving makes the volume of the rewards go down, that just means the value of the token is going to go up. So it's kind of still like a win-win. August 1st, Helium will be having the rewards, because the reason why that's happening is because of this. Maybe last week, maybe within a week's time, this number shot up like another 3,000, miners popped up. So as you can see, people are learning more and more about helium, and I would say that's probably because of YouTube that people are jumping in, because I had no idea about it. Me, including myself, I had no idea about it until I started learning about it. So yeah, you have a lot more people jumping on the network now, which means that eventually the rewards have to go down, because more and more people are jumping on. Now they have to lessen the rewards, because you can't be giving out the same rewards to everybody. So yeah, so the halving is going to happen. It's going to drop the amount of rewards given per miner, or overall. And so it's really going to matter then who's near you, and if you're still going to remain profitable. These people, yeah, I mean, they're pretty the value is going to drop probably significantly more for them because if they're in a close area. But it all depends. Just you can basically just count on the rewards going down for sure. So if that means you're a lone wolf somewhere, that might mean that you might mean you're not going to get much of anything. You know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of worried about with my location, is that I'm going to be around here. And I don't know why these guys are offline. I have no idea why. Why they're not online. And people are lazy too, man. You got to think about that. People are lazy. I heard somebody talking about, oh, they had one and they started watching the videos and they completely forgot that they bought it and they never set it up. What? I'm serious. Like, they bought it, they plugged it in, and they never set it up on the app. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you buy that shit and not set it up? So when I get mine, I'll be directly near this guy. And I don't know if hopefully these come online, because then we'd be able to start our own little, our own little network. I don't know if we're going to connect to this guy way out here. Who knows? Because me and him will be the closest. So, I don't know. Hopefully that is the case. We can start spreading these out. But that's my situation. I'm in a situation where me and him might be the only ones. And if that is the case, I don't know if I don't think it's going to let us witness each other. I think we would at least need one more of these guys to get that going. Possibility. So again, my situation, I have no idea either. Don't know until you try. And also, you have to think of it in terms of this. It's like this right now, but more and more miners are popping up every day. So, in your case, where you're in Australia, in Sydney being, that area, I'm guessing is probably like a big population. I always hear about Sydney, Australia, so I'm guessing there's probably a big population in that area. Could be wrong. I don't live there, so I don't know. But it's a pretty big country, continent. Have everybody there, I would think. But I wouldn't be surprised if more and more miners starts popping up in this area. As far as your area, I don't know if you're the only one that's there right now. I mean, shoot, that may be good. I don't know. Things are not going to stay the same for long. I mean, within the next month or two or so, over the summer, you might see more and more pop up all over Australia. Because every day, more and more are popping up. Obviously something's going on in my neck of the woods, because people are starting to figure it out. There's been, I didn't realize there was this many people in my city that were doing this. I was shocked. Like, that's a lot of people, in my opinion. That's a lot of people. It's all over here, but who knows? A couple months, it may be all over here. So, while I'm stressing out about not having really anybody here, it could definitely change in the next few months. It'd be more and more people around. So your place could get more populated. You gotta also think about that as well. Yeah, that 200 return is crazy, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, the possibilities are insane. And that's why I said, in my situation, if I were in your situation in that area, I would probably just save up my money and get an MXC miner, because at least you'll know for sure that you're going to be getting rewards. You're going to be able to mine thousands of them in a month's period. I would probably wait on the helium mining until possibly more popped up in my area, or unless you have somebody in that Sydney area where the other ones are that you could put one at. It just depends on your situation. I don't know your situation. Like I said, my situation, it's a little bit harder to get these things in an area, because I don't know anybody. I don't know many people in this area that I'm close to that I can be like, hey, can I put one of these in your house? That's a little weird. You're right. I thought it was weird. Like, if my neighbor came to me and said, hey, can I put this in your house? Can I use it? Would you allow me to use your internet and your property, basically, to mine? I'd be like, that's It's a little weird, man. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if they offered to say, hey, I'll pay you like $50, I'll pay you like $50 a month or something like that. As long as you just leave it plugged in by a window or something. It depends. I might be like, yeah, no problem. If I know my neighbor, I'm not going to go to a neighbor I don't know and be like, hey, can I use your internet and your property to mine? They're probably going to be like, fuck no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit difficult. Some people, there's other ways to get hotspots in places. Like I said, that's why I'm going to be exploring more of trying to go around, get some businesses around here that would allow me to do something like that. I mean, shoot. Let's just put it this way: if Walmart had Wi-Fi, bro, I probably would try to go find an outlet in Walmart that nobody pays attention to and plug a miner in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought about stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I can go to freaking McDonald's or something, plug this shit in underneath the seat and use their internet and their location to mine. Like, these are things that people, I don't know if people do things like that, but, if you have businesses that you can connect with, they have the means and internet capabilities, those are things that you can explore. I'm going to try to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to try to do it as well and see what happens. But, I don't know. The more miners that you can get up in your area, better off you can be. Like I said, you can fund 3 miners of your own and try to set them up in areas in your area to create your own little network. You don't need somebody else necessarily. You can do it yourself. You can make your own network, but it's going to take some money. More money than what you're probably willing to put in. So, but my goal with the helium is to create my own network, but it would be nice to have other people in my area to make it a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? You said it's tough to gauge because you said being alone is good to have distance, but bad to be alone with no witnesses. Exactly. The witnesses is what you're going to get paid off of, is what most of your rewards are going to come from. So again, if you're looking at having some, somewhat consistently high numbers, you're going to need witnesses. Every witness that you get a bonus token. You're going to get a bonus token. So, you may only be mining 5 a day, but you are reaping the rewards of witnessing. Like, let's say one of those other people that we looked at, they had like 81 witnesses. Well, that's how they're making 80 plus helium in a month, right? They're witnessing, you know what I'm saying? So that extra reward is being added on to what they're mining already in a month's time. So that's why they may look like crazy, like, damn, he only mined like 20 or he only mined like 10, but for the month he made like over 200. And that's the reason why. Witnesses. You have witnesses, you're going to get paid, man. You're going to get paid. If you don't, you're going to be kind of stuck. And you're going to have to build your own network to make it work. But if you built your own little network with at least 3, 2 or 3, 3 preferably, yeah, you'll be making some decent rewards. He said, I got a dip right now, but it's been a pleasure. No problem. Appreciate you coming through. You catch me on a regular trying to do some of these. I'm about to head out as well. Yeah, definitely check out some new crypto, man, and make sure you come back to the channel. Clown coins. Hey, you might be onto something. We might have to create our own clown coin meme token. All right, guys, this has been a great one. Again, I wanted to go more in depth with this, and that's what we did today, to let you know what's on my radar, kind of what I'm doing, and what I'm kind of hoping to expect in the coming months as far as earning passive income. Very, very doable. Just gotta sacrifice some cash and some time and whatever else it takes to get you on that path to earning more. More than one way to earn money in crypto. You don't got to do what everybody else is doing, but if you have the means to spread out what you're doing, you can earn from different areas, different avenues in the crypto space. some people who there's some people who the only involvement they have with cryptocurrency is mining. Some people are like that. Some people are traders only, right? Some people are stakers only. It just depends on what your steez is, man. Like what you're good at, what you feel like you're good at, what you enjoy doing. It all depends on that. So mining ain't for everybody. Day trading ain't for everybody. Staking ain't for everybody. Find what's worth it for you and go that route. Anyways, I will catch you clowns in the next video.